Gloucester Rugby's difficult season took another damaging turn following their 36-17 defeat to Leicester Tigers, with Director of Rugby George Skivington issuing a blunt warning that changes are on the horizon. The Cherry and Whites were comprehensively outplayed during a brutal opening spell at Villa Park, conceding 22 unanswered points in the first 16 minutes. Although they rallied later in the match and showed glimpses of resilience, the early damage proved too significant to overturn. Now, with pressure mounting and results continuing to fall short, Skivington has made it clear that no player's position is guaranteed as Gloucester look to salvage what remains of their campaign. That a nightmare start sets the tone. Matches are often defined by key moments, but for Gloucester, this contest was effectively decided within the opening quarter. Leicester Tigers came out with intensity, precision, and physical dominance, overwhelming Gloucester before they had time to settle. Within just 16 minutes, Leicester had racked up 22 points, exposing defensive frailties and capitalizing on Gloucester's lack of urgency. The Tigers' ability to control territory, win collisions, and convert opportunities into points highlighted the gulf between the two sides during that early period. For Skivington, the start was nothing short of disastrous. He later described the opening 20 minutes as unacceptable, pointing to individual lapses in defensive commitment and technical shortcomings at the set piece. Particularly in the scrum, those early errors created a deficit that proved impossible to recover from, despite Gloucester's efforts to respond later in the match. Fightback falls short. To Gloucester's credit, they did not capitulate entirely. After the initial onslaught, they began to find some rhythm, creating attacking opportunities and showing flashes of the attacking quality that has occasionally surfaced this season. However, their inability to execute in crucial moments ultimately cost them. Handling errors, dropped passes, and a lack of clinical finishing undermined their progress. While they were able to breach Leicester's defensive line at times, they failed to convert enough of those chances into points. Skivington acknowledged that his side did manage to cut them open on occasion, but emphasized that poor ball retention and decision-making prevented them from building sustained pressure. At halftime, he attempted to rally his players, insisting that the game was not beyond reach. Yet, the reality was that the early deficit had created a mountain too steep to climb. Statistical dominance tells the story beyond the scoreline. The match statistics paint a clear picture of Leicester's superiority. Gloucester managed just 36% of territory and 49% of possession across the full 80 minutes, meaning they spent the majority of the game defending and operating in their own half. This lack of control made it difficult to impose their game plan or build momentum. Defensively, the numbers were equally concerning. Gloucester missed a staggering 31 tackles, finishing with a tackle success rate of just 77%. In contrast, Leicester were far more efficient, missing only 14 tackles and achieving an 84% completion rate. These defensive shortcomings allowed Leicester to consistently break through the line, gain ground, and maintain pressure. In attack, Gloucester also fell short. They made approximately 445 meters with ball in hand, nearly 100 meters fewer than Leicester's 536. This disparity highlights the Tigers' ability to dominate both territorially and physically. Taken together, these statistics underline a performance that lacked precision, consistency, and intensity, key ingredients for success at this level. Season struggles continue. This defeat marks Gloucester's 10th loss in the Premiership this season and their 16th across all competitions. A record that reflects a campaign plagued by inconsistency and underperformance. As a result, they find themselves languishing in 8th place in the league table, just 1 point above Harlequins. With the race for qualification to the Investec Champions Cup intensifying, every point is becoming increasingly valuable. Perhaps most concerning is Gloucester's absence from European knockout action. Unlike many of their rivals, they will not be competing in either the Investec Champions Cup or the EPCR Challenge Cup over the upcoming weekends. While this break could provide an opportunity to regroup, it also serves as a stark reminder of how far they have fallen behind the leading teams. Skivington's warning, changes coming in the wake of the defeat. Skivington did not mince his words. Clearly frustrated by both the result and the manner in which it unfolded, he hinted strongly at potential changes to his lineup. If I was picking a team now for next week, there would certainly be some changes in it, he stated. This comment sends a clear message to the squad: performances are under scrutiny, and places are up for grabs. For players who have underperformed, the threat of being dropped looms large. Skivington's remarks also suggest a desire to shake things up, potentially introducing fresh faces or giving opportunities to players who have been on the fringes. The challenge for Gloucester now is to respond positively to this pressure and demonstrate the resilience needed to turn their season around. Key areas of concern: several recurring issues have contributed to Gloucester's struggles, and this match once again highlighted those weaknesses. Point 1. Defensive fragility. Missing 31 tackles is simply not sustainable at this level. Defensive lapses not only concede territory but also sap confidence and momentum. Improving tackle technique and defensive organization will be critical moving forward. Point 2. Slow starts. The inability to start matches strongly has been a recurring theme. Falling behind early places enormous pressure on the team and limits their tactical options. Point 3. Handling errors. Dropped balls and poor execution in attack have cost Gloucester dearly. Even when they create opportunities, they often fail to capitalize. Point 4. Set-piece issues. Problems at the scrum and breakdown have undermined their ability to compete physically, particularly against stronger packs like Leicester's. Looking ahead, Bristol Bears clash. Gloucester's next Premiership fixture comes against Bristol Bears on April 17, a match that now carries added significance. With changes expected, all eyes will be on Skivington's team selection and the response from the players. The break leading up to the game offers a chance to reset, address key issues, and implement adjustments. However, it also increases the pressure to deliver. Another poor performance could further derail their season and diminish their chances of securing a Champions Cup spot. A defining period. As the season enters its final stages, Gloucester find themselves at a crossroads. The talent within the squad is undeniable, but translating the potential into consistent performances has proven elusive. Skivington's willingness to make changes could be the catalyst needed to spark improvement. Whether through tactical adjustments, personnel changes, or a renewed focus on fundamentals, something must shift if Gloucester are to climb the table. The players, meanwhile, must respond with urgency and determination. Professional rugby offers little margin for error, and the window for turning their season around is rapidly closing. Conclusion. Gloucester's defeat to Leicester Tigers was more than just another loss, it was a stark illustration of the challenges they face. A disastrous start, defensive frailties, and missed opportunities combined to produce a performance that fell well short of expectations. For George Skivington, the message is clear: change is necessary. His post-match comments reflect both frustration and a determination to demand higher standards from his team. As they prepare for their next challenge, Gloucester must confront their shortcomings head-on. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether they can salvage their season or continue to struggle. Point 1. Thing is certain, with selection changes looming and pressure mounting, the response from the Cherry and Whites will define the remainder of their campaign.